Folks, this is Clay Dennis with Southern Hearth and Patio. One of the things I get most often asked is, why do you carry the name brands of grills that you do? The truth is, I'm not a name brand guy at all. I don't bring in something just because of its name brand. Most often, the people who focus on the name brand as far as the manufacturers, they think their name brand's a little bit more important than the rest of us think. And one of the things that Fire Magic is so awesome about is taking care of their customers. They've been privately held since 1937. In fact, Harold Keck started that company way back when, and today David Keck, his grandson, still works for the company. But if there's ever a warranty issue, if there's ever something that maybe somebody sees out in the field that maybe can be done a better way, those guys are very receptive to that type of thing, and that's something that's very unusual in manufacturing today. Now, one of the big things here is that the EPA and OSHA is involved when you deal with American-made products. So we know that the labor was handled properly, and we know that the materials that were used inside this grill were also handled properly. Now, one of the things that you can focus on with stainless steel is that stainless steel is a process, not a product. So even though some of the grills of the big box stores look the same, they may even feel the same, 2 years from now, with a little bit of weathering and a little bit of heat, it's going to be pretty noticeable which one was built overseas and which one was built in the U.S. One of the cool things about Fire Magic is that everything they do is overbuilt. Okay? These cast stainless cooking grids are one of the best cooking grids we've ever seen. In fact, I've been selling Fire Magic since 1995, and they have yet to replace a single cooking grid. It's just that's a heck of a track record. Now, one of the things that you can notice down inside the grill here, the burner is made of the exact same thing, cast stainless. Now, truthfully, over the years, it's been a long time now, and over the years we have replaced a few burners, but they're always free, including shipping, and to date, there's never an issue. You just provide a serial number, date of purchase, and you get your burner. One of the big things for me when you look at a barbecue grill is you want to make sure that the burner is far enough away from the cooking grid. Sometimes you'll see a burner that's only this low. That means that even on low, it's still going to be dramatically higher than it needs to be as far as temperature is concerned, and it's going to be very difficult to have a swing of temperatures from low to high. By putting the burner way down low and then having this grease catcher, I think they call them flame tamers, put those right on top of the grill. What that does is it gives you about 7.5 inches from the cooking surface to the burner, and that's going to give you the ability to go from low to high, even more so than just any inexpensive grill that you can get at a big box store. One of the cool things about Fire Magic is you can tell that the people who looked at the grill and designed the grill actually know how to cook. One of the big telltale secrets is if you'll take a look at the warming rack, if a warming rack is only 1.5 inches or 2 inches off the cooking grid, that tells you that it was built by somebody more interested in manufacturing than understanding how people cook. So the ability to have that warming rack up high means I get full access to my cooking surface. One of the most frustrating things for customers is igniters or ignition systems. And while you'll still see some push buttons or battery operated on a lot of grills, the Echelon series by Fire Magic actually lights with a glow rod. Now, a lot of people don't realize that it's not the spark that lights the gas at all, it's actually the temperature of the spark. So by having a glow rod, a heat rod, it means a very, very easy ignition every time. If you'll take a look just down inside here, you can see this carryover tube, this catch-all tube. When I light this thing up here, it'll begin to glow, just like a glow rod on a diesel engine, and that actually provides for incredible igniting time after time after time. Another really cool feature of the Echelon series is its separate wood chip smoker box with its own burner. So when I go to ignite this, I can turn this on here and hold it down nice and tight, and it literally will light itself. Now, one of the things that I do on my Echelon at home, when I cook just with this burner, I can actually smoke cheese. I can get cubed cheese, set it on a pizza plate or a large plate back in the back of the grill, keep it under 105 degrees, and I can't do that with a regular burner or one of the main burners, but I can do it with the wood chip burner. So if you'll put some hickory or some soaked hickory or apple wood chips inside this container here, it has its own burner, has its own igniter. You close this up, and you can slow smoke a lot of really intricate things. Fire Magic's Echelon series grill, their spit rod is actually rated for 175 pounds. So if you were to put a 15 or 16 pound turkey, for that matter, two 16-pound turkeys, you're not going to have any rods bending. You're not going to have the motor out of whack. This is really built to cook and be good at it. With this grill and any of the Echelon series from Fire Magic is its built-in 18,000 BTU rear burner for the rotisserie. Having an infrared burner in the back means incredibly consistent heat. It means a very even heat, and it also means no flare-ups. You can actually take your chicken or your turkey, set them on the rod, and actually put drip cups or drip pans underneath the turkey, and you won't have any flare-ups because the burner is underneath. It don't have to be on at all. We're going to cook with just the back burner, and that eliminates any risk of any type of flare-up. One of the problems with a lot of the higher-end stainless steel grills is the bigger you get, the heavier you get. So before you know what's going on, the lid can be so heavy that it can bind from corner to corner. If you try to lift in the middle, you're okay, but if you lift on the end, it'll literally bind because the material is too heavy. So one of the things that Fire Magic did was they came up with a concept of a feather-light lid. And a feather-light lid is actually a spring-loaded lid, or a spring-loaded hinge rather, and I can lift this with just my thumb and lift it all the way to the top. Okay? Now that's a really cool feature. Now if you don't think that's cool, if you're 6'2", you may not really care. But if you're 5'6", 5'4", 5'2", or you know some of these women don't want to lift all the way to the back of the grill if it's rear hinge like a lot of grills are. Having the center hinge and then the lightweight grill lid makes a monster difference. The feature of all Echelon series grills is that they have lights in the upper corners that are aimed down. Now by aiming it down, it focuses the light directly on the cooking surface, and it also doesn't present a flat surface area for the smoke and things like grease and things to slop up on top of those lights. I've had mine for about 3.5 years now, and the lights work just as beautifully as the day that I bought the grill. You simply reach down, hit the right-hand button. You can activate the lights anytime you feel. And when you close the lid, just like in a refrigerator, the lights turn off. Fire Magic also comes with a new handy-dandy little machine here. You can press, and you can actually have a built-in probe, it comes with the grill, by the way. It comes with it. It hooks onto the right-hand side. And what this probe will do is if you're using large pieces of meat, or like a roast or a Boston butt, you can take that probe, stick it in the meat, and it'll actually tell you what the temperature of that probe is right inside, right onto the very front of the grill here. It also is capable of telling you the temperature of each of the 3 cooking zones. So if you want one to be hotter, one to be medium, and one to be a little lighter end, you can actually do that with this, and it'll tell you what the actual temperature is. It's also capable of giving you a reminder. So if you set something for, say, 20, 25 minutes, it'll actually beep at you and say, okay, hey, it's 20 minutes is up. It's time to come check whatever you've got on the grill, as well as a high temperature warning light, or a warning tone. So if, let's say you're setting something, you don't want it to go over 350, 375, whatever the temperature is, if you're entertaining with your guest and you start to hear it beep at you, it means, hey, we're approaching that 375, we might want to come turn me down a little bit. That is a real dinner saver right there. As I mentioned earlier, having an American-made product is incredibly important to me. It's one of the things that keeps America strong and supporting American jobs. Every grill that you'll find at Southern Hearth and Patio is American-made. Be sure to check out our website at southernhearth.com, where you can see our grilling class recipes, you can see other instructional videos, and we'd love to have you come back. Thanks so much for watching the Southern Hearth and Patio channel.